Also, to find out more of the false videos. Yeah, that's the plan today, bro. That's the plan today, Brody. The plan today is to understand the meat. You know, to get locked into the meat. To get meaty. To get meaty. All right, Vita Carnis living meat research documentary, full of footage. This is the full season 1 here that we're about to dive back into. Can you hear the video? Possession of this footage may lead into investigation and end detention. If released from custody, the apprehended will face a penalty of $500,000. Classified.
On planet Earth, life has thrived for millions of years.
What are you still watching for? Classified! Classified! Get out of here! What are you doing? What are you doing? Do you have $500K to spend? Do you have it? What are you still doing here? Don't you understand classified? Like, you're still sitting here, bro. Relax. Get out of here.
Creatures
What's
big.
going on?
On planet Earth, life has thrived for millions of years. Creatures big and small have found ways to adapt and evolve to flourish in all types of environments. From barren wastes to lush forests, life can be found. Earth has homed these creatures since the dawn of life itself. Only until very recently, things have changed. New life forms have appeared all around the globe and completely changing the balance of nature and what we know about evolution itself.
Okay.
That is why we, at National Living Meat Research, have been studying these new species, trying to help educate everyone about these creatures and their wondrous ways.
I'm sorry, but that name, I'm a child. I don't know what National Living Meat Research is just crazy. It's
Of life. First, what are these new life forms? Since their explosive arrival across the globe in 1931, there has been much debate on what these newcomers are and where they came from.
I remember now.
Are they extraterrestrials coming to invade Earth? Or are they demons who come from hell to purge humanity? From what our scientists have discovered, no. The origins of these creatures are solely to Earth, miraculously out of nowhere. We don't know why or how, but one thing is for certain, Earth is now their home. What these creatures are is mysterious and still not well known today. But here is what we do know. These creatures are comprised mainly of muscle tissue, organs, and bones. They greatly resemble animals with no skin, or store-bought meat. Because of these characteristics, they have been named accordingly as Vita Carnis.
Vita Carnis.
The Carnis species consume decaying, organic matter, but their main diet is composed of raw meat, not including their Carnis relatives. The Carnis only appear in places where there is an abundance of crawl.
Okay, so it seems like they might eat meat too. I know right before this I said, what would I do if I was in a situation with living meat, and I said I would eat them. But it seems that it would be some competition. All right, it'd be some competition because they'd probably want to eat me, but they'd also be wanting to eat my meat, my chickens, my steak. We already got enough people on the planet that we're competing with over the meat, bro. I don't need a new species.
Which leads to the first creature of the Carnis species, the crawl. The crawl is a growth of meaty tendrils that closely resemble the small intestine, the only difference being the dark red coloration. These tendrils grow in a similar pattern as vines, mold, or fungi. A primary stem structure is the host to divisions of other, smaller branches. In each tendril contains a variety of veins, arteries, and other similar organs used to transport nutrients absorbed from its surroundings.
Okay.
The ends of these tendrils are equipped with organelles used to absorb water and organic matter necessary for growth. The source of these organic materials is mainly found in dirt and soil on surrounding surfaces. Using its root-like tendrils, it absorbs the material and processes it into usable energy. Although, the crawl also obtains energy through another means.
What?
Using a sophisticated...
What was that? I'm missing something. I'm missing something. What did I miss? It felt like something was there. The crawl also obtains energy through other means. What are the other means? What are the other means?
Other means. Using a sophisticated form of photosynthesis.
Okay,
The
I'll
dark
see what
pigmentation of the smaller branches is ideal for absorbing sunlight, and therefore allowing solar energy to fuel the crawl's growth.
Maybe not.
Because of its efficiency, it thrives in almost all types of environments, easily allowing it to spread across the world, and can be found pretty much anywhere. Its recent inclusion in the ecosystem has caused many major changes in nature's balance. One may assume that the crawl's presence may outcompete any other competitors, but due to its unique life cycle, where old branches fall off and decay into nutrient-rich compost, all forms of life seemingly flourish instead. The crawl's abundance grants plenty of nourishment to all animals, from plants feeding on the decayed crawl, herbivores thriving on increased plant population, and carnivores feeding on both the abundant prey, and are able to eat the crawl as well. The presence of all these animals leave behind waste, which will be broken down and consumed by the crawl, and the cycle begins again. This form of symbiosis leads to an environment where all populations thrive. Humanity also uses the crawl to our advantage. Because of the supernatural rate of growth and its richness in nutrients.
What? Stop. What was that? All right.
Richness in nutrients, it has been sustainably cultivated into domestic farms. The crawl is harvested and processed into fertilizer, which greatly increases crop yield and quality. The crawl may also be used as a food source for humans, and reliably
the arrows, the back and forth arrows. Shout out to whoever in chat taught me that.
So. But due to its unkindly appearance and taste, it has yet to reach cuisine standards.
The greater than and less than sign, I should say, sorry.
Appearance and taste for humans, and reliably so. But due to its unkindly appearance and taste, it has yet to reach cuisine standards. The crawl also plays a very important role in the next creatures that we have been studying. Sometimes, in a crawl-populated environment, a node of meat may develop on one of the branches. This node will fall off and grow into a functioning organism, and go to live on as an independent animal. This leads us to the upcoming species that we will be discussing. The first of these creatures are the trimmings. The trimmings.
Not this time. What was that? The little trimming is crawling off the crawls? I don't like you guys. You look like roaches. What is this? A king, queen, and child? But how does this take place? How is this part of the storyline? Okay. All right, lock this in here. Lock this in because maybe they're the cause of Vita Carnis. Maybe they're the cause of the living meat. Huh? Read? I can't read shit. Either I'm dyslexic right now, or this shit doesn't make any sense. I can't read a damn thing. Can you read that? I don't know.
The trimmings. Trimmings are small animals that resemble skinned raccoons. They are commonly known to have a plump body, round head, small eyes, nose and ear holes, and an agape mouth. They are also...
Imagine seeing one of these babies in your mother freaking bathroom, dude. You walk in, it's just sitting in your tub. Just staring at you. Huh? What are you gonna do? It's just... What are you gonna do, Jack? You're gonna let it, It can be meat, though, they say. It can be meat.
Equipped with a diverse nose and ear holes, and an agape mouth. They are also equipped with a diversity of limbs. All individual trimmings are unique, each with a different body shape, number of limbs, and other characteristics. One thing they all share in common is that they are made mostly of meat tissue, and are a maximum of 20 centimeters in length, no larger than a basketball.
Okay.
Its life starts with its separation from the crawl.
That's actually pretty fucking big.
It will wonder to find anything.
That's a big bug. Like, you're saying no larger than a basketball, but as a bug, seeing a bug that large or something that looks like a bug, imagine a basketball-sized roach. Huh? A basketball-sized roach is no fucking joke.
That is edible and able to consume. Although it is an omnivore, being able to hunt meat and forage for plant matter, trimmings are almost entirely scavengers. Their diet consists of rotting plants and meat, including, but not limited
It's more like a rabbit.
fruits, vegetables, roots, seeds, insects, and deceased animals. Although its appearance is unsightly,
My nigga, that is not a rabbit. That is nothing like a rabbit. That is a bug. That is a disgusting creature. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? This is not more like a rabbit, bro.
it is a cowardly creature, only fleeing, screeching, and hiding when threatened. Because of its lack of defensive traits, it lies near the bottom of the food chain, making it easily overpowered and picked off very regularly by predators.
Understandable.
Naturally, its population would eventually die out. This is not the case.
Whoa. Gotta just check. Gotta just check. Mass trimming infestation. Estimated 400 plus trimmings gathered under a large abandoned satellite dish. All right. So like, maybe I think they're more like roaches. They just don't stop coming. Imagine 30,000 of these babies.
Is not the case. The crawl constantly produces a large quantity of trimming nodes, keeping up their numbers. Naturally, trimmings can be found wherever there is abundant crawl. Trimmings grow at a decent pace, reaching maturity at around 7 months, having a maximum lifespan of 2 to 4 years. Although they are plentiful, humanity has no proper way to implement trimmings into society. Their overabundance has even considered them pests. Due to them digging.
Shout out to the artist of all of this, fucking Darian Quilloy. Shout out him. Shout out his artwork. Shout out his storyline. All of it, dude. Because we're acting like this isn't a whole, like, he's brought us into a whole world right here, dude. This is insane. I'm so locked in, I'm thinking it's real. You know what I'm saying?
Through their overabundance has even considered them pests. Due to them digging through trash bins and making excessive noise at night. Besides all of this, some people still keep trimmings as pets and relatively domesticate them.
Sounds like something white people would do. If I'm just being real, like, you niggas will keep anything as a pet, bro. Anything. It's just like, oh, right, dude. There's just certain things that you don't need as a fucking pet.
Nuisance or not, trimmings are a wondrous creature. From their plentiful numbers to their skittish nature, they are truly a thing to behold. The next species on our list is the meat snake.
What? You saw it. I know you saw it, chat. I know you saw it. Dining the what? Drought? What? Bringing the travels? I don't know what the hell that says. I can't read it. But it seems fairly important. Is it wrong, the travels? Is that what you think it is? Wait, maybe it gets clearer? It doesn't. Oh, wrong, the travels. And a great storm struck. Boat, the royal something. Prince out into the sea. So, I see a boat in the sea. So it seems like a storm struck a ship in the sea. And it pushed the prince out into the sea. Yeah, a powerful storm swayed the boat that the royal family was on. And the prince got pushed out into the sea. That's it. That's what I'm seeing. From the image and for as much as I can read. All right. So they lost their son. That nigga might be dead. I don't know how it ties into the storyline, but yeah.
The meat snake. The meat snake is a worm-like creature, made of a variety of types of meat, coated in a transparent,
This one's
skin-like
where it gets
membrane.
so disgusting.
Its size varies during its lifespan, depending on how much it consumes. When it first separates from the crawl, it is only a few centimeters in length. Eventually, it will reach an average length of 5 meters.
Imagine this in your house. That's what I'm saying. There's like a crawl, okay, but a meat snake, nigga? I couldn't even say that out loud. Oh my God, there's a meat snake in my bathroom. There's a fucking meat snake in there. Who's gonna believe me? They're gonna be like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, there's no. Daquan is not in your bathroom. What are you talking about? No one's gonna believe me, bro.
Eventually, it will reach an average length of 5 meters.
Holy
Although,
shit.
under extreme conditions, like natural
That's bigger than the
disasters,
Boondock
war,
penises.
or plague, it can greatly surpass this.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Largest meat snake ever discovered. The beast was measured at a total of 40 meters in length. I see cult activity. I see down below that it says cult activity somewhere. I see, you see that the highlighted part says cult activity. Oh, it's so hard to read. It is believed that bodies gathered during something causing it to reach. So I think they were doing some cult shit with the meat snake, bro. I don't know what they were doing, but they were gathering around it and worshiping it or something. Something, dude.
Surpass this length. The meat snake's diet consists entirely of dead animals or parts. A meat snake is incapable of consuming a healthy, living organism. The meat snake allocates its food by using a tongue-like organ covered in sensors to touch and feel its environment. The sensors catch particles of decaying meat, notifying the meat snake that there is food nearby. This process shares many similarities to regular snakes, hence the meat snake's name. Once it locates the corpse, the meat snake will open its jaw and swallow the entire body whole. Once the entire body is consumed, the meat snake's stomach will release a variety of chemicals. Some will break down soft tissue like skin, and the connection points between muscles. Others chemicals will then ferment and preserve the tissue to keep it from breaking down for as long as possible. After that, the remaining flesh and bones will move along the meat snake's tract, and slowly be implemented into its own structure, extending the meat snake.
Alright.
Unsatisfactory parts like skulls, pelvises, hair, and fingernails will be excreted.
Alright.
Speaking of skulls, the meat snake will take the skull from the consumed organism and use it as its own.
Huh?
Each meat snake has its own skull, each corresponding to what that one has consumed.
What?
During its lifespan, it will swap or replace these skulls if needed. A meat snake's lifespan depends entirely on how much a meat snake consumes. The longest one has lived for was 28 years.
Shit.
The meat snake has no predators and is immune to disease due to its preserving chemicals. The only significant ways a meat snake can die is through starvation, burning, or complete destruction of.
So it can't die unless it's starved, burned, or destroy meat snake coating. Do you think the meat snake ate the prince in the ocean? Or do you think the meat snake was the thing that actually tipped the boat? Like it was waiting in the ocean like the Loch Ness monster. I don't know.
Of the meat snake's membrane coating. Interestingly, the meat snake is the only member of the Carnis family that is able to reproduce. When a meat snake reaches an excessive size, and is in the conditions to do so, it will commence mitosis, splitting itself in two. Then the now two meat snakes will go on their separate ways and live on as two distinct organisms.
Oh my.
Meat snakes can only be found in moderate temperature climates, not too hot, not too cold.
Okay.
Their population depends entirely on the amount of corpses available. Where there is death, there are meat snakes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Humanity will use them to our advantage, Meat snakes are a very efficient and clean way of disposing of any meat products. The preserving fluid
Then what
within
do
the
you do
meat
when they get
snake's
too
body
big?
disinfects the carrion, preventing the spread of disease. Humans use meat snakes in butcher shops as a waste bin, dispose roadkill, within war on the battlefield to dispose of festering bodies and parts, and within zoos to
All right, I'm getting tingly. I don't like this. I don't like it. I don't like it. You're making me tingly all on the inside. I get it. Meat snake, meat snake, meat snake. They eat dead bodies. Let's go to the next one.
dispose of deceased animals. They are extremely tame, not caring if any creature is around them, only acting defensively when it is within consuming a meal.
Right, apparently they're tame. Apparently they're good pets. They're good pets, chap. I could be just overreacting for no reason at all. For no reason. The meat snake is a good meat. It'll only eat you after you're dead.
This means they are very easy to tame. Overall,
Bro, no, I'm serious. I'm tingling. I don't like it.
meat snakes are a marvelous creature with a very interesting way of sustaining itself. It is an amazing experience to encounter one, as long as you don't mind the smell. Our next creature is the mimic.
All right. Whoa. Almost missed you there. After being stranded at sea, okay, so the prince lived. The young prince eventually was blank, was something injured. The prince stumbled into a nearby cave. The prince something, what magic? The prince used what magic he could to put himself into a healing sleep. So after being stranded at sea, he washed up on shore. He saw a cave, and apparently there's magic in this, which makes sense, I guess. And he went into a cave and put himself into a magical sleep so he could heal. All right.
The mimic. The mimic is a bipedal creature with uncanny similarities to humanoid anatomy. They greatly resemble humans without skin, with added exaggerated features. These features include...
I'm trying to think, how does this tie into the story, bruh? Huh? How does this tie in? Maybe the quality, but that's why you can really maybe. Oh! How does this tie in, bro? I really want to know.
They resemble bipedal. The mimic. The mimic is a bipedal.
Nah, Ducky, the mimic is the most scary article. There's even a clip in this article. The narrator shows you where a girl is crying behind a door. Oh yeah, I remember. Don't spoil for chat, bro. Don't spoil.
Creature with uncanny similarities to humanoid anatomy. They greatly resemble humans without skin, with added exaggerated features. These features include extended finger length, longer limbs, bulging, and...
My bad, partner. I'll let the lower whore. You see that shit? That was a good joke. High five. That was a good one. You know what I'm saying? That was a good one. Sorry. You're not funny.
They greatly is a bipedal creature. The mimic. The mimic is a bipedal creature with uncanny similarities to humanoid anatomy. They greatly resemble humans without skin, with added exaggerated features. These features include extended finger length, longer limbs, bulging, empty eyes, and their most prominent feature, a wide, teeth-filled smile. Although it resembles a happy face, this is due to coincidence, and is only how their facial structure...
Are mimics the creatures that they're the creatures that like sing out in your voice though, right? They also like take your voice, or do they take your shape?
...is shaped. The maw of the mimic contains much more teeth than humans, and their teeth is comprised almost entirely of incisors, with some canine and premolars in the back. This tooth composition is ideal for biting down onto meat and swallowing chunks whole. A mature mimic's diet is comprised entirely of human flesh.
Okay. I don't like the way it's looking at me, I ain't gonna lie. Alright, fuck off. You see this? See this? I'll stick this up your ass! Huh? I'll stick this up your ass!
Found solely around.
What happened?
Because
Did we miss anything? Just make sure. All right, it's just a nice little cut.
Because of this, they are found solely around human-populated areas. The mimic's life cycle is made of 3 stages. In the first stage, a young mimic separates from the crawl. They closely resemble their trimming relatives, but are thin, sleek, and only have 4 appendages.
So you gotta kill it
In
early.
this stage, the young mimic will hunt small animals, moving on to larger and larger as they grow. Once large enough, it will begin metamorphosis into the next stage of life. Once fully transformed, it will resemble the description mentioned in the...
Is a mimic gonna beat my shotgun though? The bullets contain lizard poison, by the way. Well, if a mimic is even more evolved than a meat snake, I don't think you can I don't think you can kill a meat snake with a gun, my boy. Like, you need to burn it. Or I don't know if you can kill a mimic with a gun either. You might need to burn it, something along those lines, man.
beginning. Its hunting style changes and becomes much more complicated.
Look at
It
that
now
thing.
stalks and feeds only on humans. It will locate human-populated area and begin its search for an easy target. To blend in, it may use objects to conceal itself. These include clothing, mannequins, and furniture. Once a target has been found,
Who the fuck gonna see this tall ass red creature in some human clothes and be like, that's totally a human. That's totally a human.
the mimic will observe its prey and learn its routine and when it is most vulnerable. This is typically when the human is asleep at night. Once the prey is within position, the mimic will advance silently until it is close enough. The mimic will then execute it immediately and begin consumption.
Alright.
Once the mimic has had its fill, it will leave the scene, a fair distance away from the human population, and begin to digest its meal. Although, in the case that a human is awake, a mimic will use a variety of sounds to either look...
Oh my god, every time! every time! They got me the last time!
or startle prey into cornering themselves.
Fuck off. Go back. Did you see the Corey Kempson? Yeah, we watched it, bro.
Mimic will use a... Although, in the case that a human is awake, a mimic will use a variety of sounds to either lure or startle prey into cornering themselves. Once a human is in place, it will swiftly attack and kill the helpless target.
Rip. Oh, here it is. Here, did we miss anything before that? Gotta just make sure, chat. Not just a glitch screen, just a glitch. This is what makes this analog horror stand out the most, bro. It has such great use of like real life looking footage, bro. Like holy shit. You're gonna get nightmares from this? You'll be alright, bro. Lock in. We got you, man. Here. Want me to bless you? What do you want? I promise you, I won't let none come get you, bro. I got you. We on the same team, bro. You're good. You're straight. Turn off the flashlight. I know, right? Like. Look, here I am. I'm shining a light in the closet. Come find me. Come eat me. Dude, look at that hand. Oh my god. Oh shit.
The next stage of the mimic's life cycle has 2 potential morphs it may develop into.
Replay? You mean you just got here? Replay what? I can't do that, man. I'm sorry.
If a mimic has a consistent
You think that's
supply...
live made? I had the same question last time, right? I was like, is that CGI or is that a real like prop made thing? You know? Like, I don't know. It's really good. It's really good, dude. Nobody dies when meat snake coating skin is destroyed. What if I shoot its skin off? Plus, mimic looks skinny as free. I don't know if you can shoot the skin off, man. Hand
The
could
next
be real.
stage of the mimic's life cycle has two potential morphs it may develop into. If a mimic has a consistent supply of food, it will develop more human-like features. It will grow skin, hair, and by the end will look nearly identical to a human being. It will grow consistent supply of food. It will develop more human-like features. It will grow skin, hair, and by the end will look nearly identical to a human being. It now can blend entirely into civilization and lure other humans more effectively.
Oh, you're fucking cooked. You're cooked.
The second type of morph happens when a mimic receives an overabundance of food. It will grow into a larger, more evolved hunter. Its proportions will increase in length, and its humanoid features will fade away. It grows a thick, dark coating of a flexible skin, which is highly durable, and increases in strength the more the elder mimic consumes.
Shit.
This excludes the face, which is now coated in a pale pink skin. The mimic's teeth have also moved deeper into the mimic's throat, leaving its mouth a toothless grin.
Ew.
It uses the dark hue of its skin to hide seamlessly within a dark environment. Its skills have also been heightened. This makes an elder mimic one of the most efficient predators on the planet. Because of the obvious threat this poses on humanity, nations around the world have released instructions on how to be able to fend for yourself in a mimic encounter. Here are the instructions.
1. Avoid going out alone if your location is known to have mimics, or there have been mimic sightings.
Alright.
2.
I'm gonna just keep it a buck with you, bro. If you lived in a world like this, man, honestly, you might want to go out fighting just for the hell of it. You might want to, just because it's like you're gonna die either way. You might as well go out fighting. But at the end of the day, survival of the fittest. Some of y'all niggas just might want to jump.
If you encounter a stationary mimic, seemingly unfazed by your presence, quietly leave the location and alert your local authorities. 3. If pursued by a mimic, get yourself into a position where you are able to flee. Mimics will rarely attack if a person has a clear escape route.
Okay.
4. In the event that you have been cornered by a mimic, roll into the fetal position, protecting your neck, face.
Chad, I think you could survive it. I think we could all survive this, man. I think we'd figure out a way. Mimics ain't got nothing on us. You know, EP is right. We can take these things down if we wanted to. We're humans. We're the superior race. We have dominion.
And vital organs from attack. Make as much noise as in your neck, face, and vital organs from attack. Make as much noise as you can to alert any other people. 5. If you have a weapon, do not use it. A mimic is fairly resilient, and any strikes or shots on a mimic is not effective enough to bring it down in time.
Alright, so the guns ain't
Instead,
working.
use it as a barrier between you and the mimic to block any attacks. 6. In a situation where a mimic is hunting in the immediate area, and is not aware of your position, hide somewhere low, like under a bed or behind other furniture.
So
a mimic
the
will
case
not...
is just to play defense here. The case is just to play offense is not the game with these guys at all. Play defense. Unlike a meat snake, these folks ain't going down, so just hide, cover your face, cover your neck, run maybe, and you could possibly go. You could possibly get out.
Not linger too long to search for prey, and will move on.
Be safe, and avoid any encounters with a mimic at all costs. Next up, the Harvester.
Oh. But the prince's sleep was long. He slept for what seemed like forever. As he slept, the land around him changed and grew. It was unrecognizable from when the prince first arrived, but the sleep still needed time to heal the prince, much more time. But it kept the prince safe while he rested, guarding him from the elements as the land changed.
The Harvester.
Interesting.
The Harvester is a large, bulbous mass, with a large amount of tendrils spreading from the base. The bulb measures around 3 meters in height and 2 meters in diameter. The tendrils, on the other hand, can extend up to 150 meters in diameter horizontally. The harvester is a specialized form of crawl that grows in a unique and deadly way. A harvester is created when a node that will grow into a harvester, instead of separating, continues to grow. Eventually, it will grow tendrils of its own. It uses the energy provided by its mother branch and expands its reach further. Its tendrils, hidden just below the surface of the ground. The harvester is equipped with two types of specialized tendrils. The first type is bulky and flat. They lie the closest to the surface.
That looks so disgusting. I don't like how fleshy it looks. I don't like how fleshy it looks at all.
These branches are lined on each length of the tendril with spines, extending in the shape of a bear trap. On each side of the branch, those particular spines have a vein that feed into them, that pump two types of venom. On one side, the spines can inject a neurotoxin, which will attack the nervous system of whomever it is injected into, causing sudden paralysis.
Shit.
The other side can inject an anticoagulant, which when injected, prevents blood cells from clotting.
That could be.
Whenever a large animal moves across the area armed with these tendrils, the branches will clamp onto the animal and thrash violently. Once the prey has been injected with both venoms, the tendrils will rest and the prey will immediately collapse. The animal will be unable to move due to the paralysis, and the wounds caused by the thrashing spines will not stop bleeding.
Yeah.
All the prey can do is lie patiently, until succumbing to blood loss. Once the prey has bled out, the second type of tendrils come in. They lie below the spine equipped once. These branches are thick, but very sturdy. They share similar anatomy to the small branches of the crawl, equipped with organelle that absorbs nutrients. These tendrils sense the blood and move their way to the surface and begin to absorb the vital fluid. Once the blood has been consumed, the tendrils will wrap around the body and begin to shuffle downwards. This movement loosens the soil and slowly pull the body underground.
Oh wow.
Once secure, the tendrils will continue to feed until there is nothing but scraps. The nourishment absorbed by the tendrils will be sucked back into the main bulb of the harvester. This bulb houses all the vital organs and the venom glands that pump into the spines. The nutrients are then converted into usable energy.
So it's just don't walk to it straight on. But then the question is, how do you know which way is straight on? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you know which way? They only go, like they don't go in like a, they don't go 5 ways, right? It's just two? It's just 2 ways?
Remains underground decompose, providing
Look at the ground. I don't think that works. I don't think that, I think they're underground. I don't think they pop until you step.
Rich soil, causing very prominent plant growth, which then attracts more animals. A strange behavior the harvester displays is its choice of diet. The spines will only activate on larger animals, allowing smaller ones to pass by unaffected. The spines will also not activate on some species of bird. There are a couple theories as to why this happens. One, it could be that attacking smaller animals would cost too much energy for what they get in return, making it not worth the time. Another could be that smaller animals may attract larger animals or predators, allowing a safe place where prey may thrive and lure more predators. It truly is astonishing. Although it is a spectacular creature, it is also very dangerous. The harvester is decently rare, only populating sparse areas in the northern hemisphere and woodland forests. If you are stung by a harvester, there will be no way of helping you.
Connecticut, be careful out there, son. They got the harvest.
Being that there is no cure, and fatality is 100% positive.
No. Oh, not missing it. Not missing it. Go back a little bit. Authorities refuse to handle the harvester, only putting up warning signs and just addressing the public to be more careful. Family attacked by harvester while hiking. Shizer. Yeah, be careful out there with CT, man.
The best thing you can do is avoid encountering a harvester in the first place. If you are hiking, take note of any warnings or signs saying that there are harvesters around. If you also notice an abundance of lush, ground-dwelling plants in a forested area, and there are no signs of wildlife. This is suspicious and you should leave the area, staying close to the base of large trees or rocks. If you find yourself in the middle of a harvester ground, do not panic. Sudden movements may activate the tendrils and will inject you. Although a harvester is rather forgiving, do not risk any skittish movements. Remain calm. If you have any objects with considerable heft, like coats, backpacks, or full water bottles, gently take that object and lightly toss it towards the bulb and away from your escape route. This will activate the spines on where the object lands, distracting the bulb for a moment. You will then slowly begin to do wide shuffles away from the bulb. If possible, throw another object when you are certain you are a fair enough distance away, just to be safe. Continue until you are completely sure you are out of harm's way. You may come out unscathed, but don't be too...
Imagine having to live with things like this in our life, bro. Imagine just trying to go hiking, bro, and you see this big old bulb, and you're like, oh, crap. I'm on freaking harvester's land, bro. I'm cooked. You don't got no backpack now. You don't have a water bottle anymore, buddy. It's just your ass. it's just your ass, buddy. So let me suck it out of you. Just that's it. Just let me suck it out of you.
Obnoxious, or you will be a harvester's next meal. Next up is the host.
All right, hold on. Where is this going? Something during a time of hardship. The island drillers, the critters were struggling. There was barely any food to go around. They would go and gather whatever some probably could find. So I don't know what these creatures are, but these creatures were going through it. I don't know where the prince is anymore, though. So I'm assuming they started all of this, because they just look hideous. So yeah. They started all this just so they can always have food.
The host of influence. The host of influence, more commonly referred to as the host, has its name derived from a host who invites...
Maybe they have a link to all these pictures? I don't think he does, to be honest. No. Not a single one.
Guests to an event. As the host has its name derived from a host who invites guests to an event. Not to be confused with a host, from a influence, more commonly referred to as the host, has its name derived from a host who invites guests to an event. Not to be confused with a host, a harborer of parasites or disease. The host is a semi-humanoid looking organism. It has the structure of a head, torso, and arms. Other than this, it shares no other characteristics. The lower half of the host is comprised of a mass of fibrous tissue and tendrils that burrow into the ground to hold the host in place. Instead of skin, the host is covered in muscular tissue fibers, tendons, and veins. In some parts of the body are covered in a meaty plate, used to cover any large exposed areas, but allowing movement. The host's head has a smooth surface where the face should be, attached to a crooked neck, which houses a slit in the front used for feeding. On the host's back is a mound of pores. Protruding from these pores are hollow, hair-like structures, extending outwards. These hairs are barrels that release spores produced within host's body by being...
I think the scripture describes the monster because those creatures are looking for anything they can find. They're harvesting for anything they can find after a harvester article. That makes sense. Let's see at the end.
Being fired into the air. These spores are hazardous, so keep clear of them at all costs.
Hold on, dog. What the fuck are those things? The KKK? Or those are just the hosts, or are those the other creatures we saw before?
Luckily, the host is rare, only found in North America. Obtaining info about the host is a very risky and daunting task. This is because of their rarity and of how dangerous it is to be up close to one. The source released by a host is very dangerous when inhaled. A host will release a cloud of spores into the air, which will be picked up by wind and carried great distances. If an organism inhales the spores, the particles will find their way into the organism's brain and infect them.
Oh shit.
An infected organism will show no symptoms of infection right away, but a couple hours after infection the infected organism.
Ducky, I'll tell Corey to post weekly if you let me eat your pussy. Is that what you said? Is that what you said? If I let you eat my pussy? I don't really have any cats around me, so I don't really know what to do about that. Love Corey. Love him. Love his content. Not really, I don't really watch gaming content, but just like to do it as a person. Glad he's back. Super excited. Really awesome. But I don't know how much that would really affect me, if I'm being honest with you. But you, Sigma Lord, you're affecting me. I never want to see your face again.
Behavior infection right away, but a couple particles will find their way into the organism's brain and infect them. An infected organism will show no symptoms of infection right away, but a couple hours after infection the infected organism's behavior and thought process will change. The first symptoms that appear are restlessness, sluggish movement, numbness of joints, and lack of coordination. Then more serious symptoms appear over time.
And
these include dizziness, migraines, impaired speech, and trembles. If you, or someone you know show these symptoms, contact poison control or emergency services. After a total of 6 to 7 hours after infection, the organism will cease all activities they were previously doing and begin to walk. The direction the infected will walk is towards the host whose spores have been inhaled by the infected individual.
Gotta love the action clips, man.
If the infected makes their way to the host.
Oh, no, these are all right. This one is for sure real life. All right, so that means maybe the other one was a live action. That first one might have been a live action too.
They will kneel down in front of it, expose their vital organs, and the host will promptly gut and remove those organs.
What?
Vital organs, and the host will promptly gut and remove those organs in front of the infected. Makes their way to the host. They will kneel down in front of it, expose their.
So it infects you to then eventually come back to it, to then just feed on you.
Vital organs, and the host will promptly gut and remove those organs.
All right.
The host will consume them and discard the leftover scraps.
Oh my.
However, if an infected organism doesn't reach the host within a 36-hour span or is treated for their infection, the effects will wear off and return back to normal.
Okay.
If a host is unable to find prey or doesn't like its current location, it will unroot itself and move to a new location. Their scarce numbers and the hazard of being around one makes getting info about the host very daunting. All you need to currently know is that the host is extremely dangerous and should be avoided at all costs.
I'm just imagining watching Cartoon Network as a kid, and this kind of PSA comes on my television, bro. I would just look back and be like, Grandma, we're cooked. We might as well. We're leaving the country. We're cooked.
Next, the monoliths.
Oh, there it is. They found the prince. Although one day the critters found the cave while searching for food. They found the prince in trance in his healing sleep. The critters were so awestruck and enchanted by the prince's magic. They're about to steal his magic, and something's about to go down.
The monoliths.
This is gonna actually be mad interesting.
Is a very new creature, only showing up in June of 1972 in the area of.
Huh? Hey, don't cut it out.
There are only 7 monoliths, all of them located in a circular position, 1.5 kilometers in diameter. This ring of monoliths surrounds
Fuck you. The critters have to be representing humans because we always mess with stuff. That's actually a really good take. That's a really good take. That would make sense. That would make a crap ton of sense. We do always mess. So the critters have to be us. The prince is some godlike character, or some character, some Greek or some godlike character. We found him. We found some magic. We found some new stuff, and we might have caused this whole thing.
The monolith is a Titanic-sized being, measuring roughly 120 meters in height. Each monolith has 2 trunk legs that are firmly embedded underground. The legs connect to a torso.
Holy shit!
The creature itself is made of hundreds of thousands of meaty strands, tightly woven together to form the structure. These strands end at the neck, fusing into a solid mass of hardened flesh in the shape of an upside-down triangle, with a hole in its center. On each side of the monolith where arms would be, there are dozens of long, rope-like appendages. These reach just barely to the ground.
You look like me out there? I
At
like
the creature's feet, the strands go deep into the earth and extend horizontally a decent distance away. What the monoliths do is simply stand and do nothing. The only activity documented that the monoliths have done was in
Alright. You keep
during this
this
period.
out, you're gonna make
They
me
were
crash
extremely
out.
aggressive. When the group of were making their way to the city,
I'm gonna
the
crash
monolith
out!
that they had passes roared a deep bellow and swung its appendages at the team, completely wiping them out. When military vehicles were dispatched, once they got close enough top the monolith, it roared another call, this time releasing an EMP blast, completely knocking the vehicles out in the vicinity. Finally, long-distance rockets were fired and struck the creature.
You think if they walk the ground shakes? I don't think they can walk.
Although damaged,
Maybe they can.
it
What was that? What was that? What was that? What was that? I saw that. I saw some text in there. It was fast, but it was there. It was fast, but it was in there. Okay. Just a photographs by Spite. All right, so we just got some pictures, some monoliths. I don't know if they're near a beach or where they are, but all right. Oh, whoa.
generated at great speed and resumed its stance unscathed. Eventually, the area has been fenced off and is now restricted to all. Ever since, the monolith stands silently, now only a grand spectacle of awe and mystery, only adding more questions to these meat beings. And finally, the last creature on this list is...
This is getting good. This is getting good. This is getting good. Wait. These creatures argued amongst themselves. Who is this creature? Why are they here? Are they dangerous? A thought was brought up. What if the creature could use its magic to help them? It may grow food or heal sickness. They continue to argue about the prince and his magic. And in the end, the majority of the critters decided that the prince was dangerous and he should not be meddled with. I think that's what it says.
The singularity is an orb comprised of a dark-colored mineral with hints of luminous.
And finally, the last creature on this list is...
Yeah.
The singularity is an orb comprised of a dark-colored mineral with hints of luminous colors within its core. The singularity is estimated to be 1 meter in diameter.
You see this shit, the world is ending. That's all. You see this shit right here, the world is ending, bro. Madara has arrived. Madara has arrived, and he's putting us all in a dream trance. Do you understand me? It's over.
The orb has several unique qualities that are not well understood. The singularity typically can be found suspended in air by an unseen
Thank you for the 75, boss.
force. There are also a variety of reading that have been documented coming from the orb itself. Various things like magnetic fields, energy signatures, and other pattern-like signals released by the singularity. The population of these creatures is unknown. Almost all info about the singularity is hidden or confiscated by officials.
So I think even though the critters said they wouldn't mess with the magic, I believe they still messed with the magic in the prince while he was sleeping. And bad things happened. bad things happened.
We were only able to receive one classified document about the singularity being held by
Marvelous and majestic world that exists today. It's as extraordinary to have such strange and mysterious beings appear all around us. Thank you for joining us on this journey of exploration and discovery of the lives of these living meat creatures.
So we have found out some more. All right, so we have... Is that it? Hold on. Let me just check, because I could be missing something. Okay. More to come. Okay. That was a good meat, Doc. What do you think about the meat, Jack?